Growing up without our parents was a rough experience, but the worst happened when my brother got into drugs.
He spent all our savings to purchase drugs.
Isolated himself from his family members, and spent most of his time with his friends.
Wow, I did high as I did like this.
He got into many drugs from pills to weed, syrup, and he injected himself. He became very violent and got into trouble. He spent days outside without coming home. The drugs began to eat him gradually. It was painful seeing him lose his mind, but it was more painful when we lost him forever.
Stay safe. Don't do drugs. This is Narco Tales.
A popular adage says, a problem shared is a problem half solved. That is the essence of Narco Tales, a production of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, that is the NDLEA, which gives you the first-hand tales of people who were once dependent on substance. My name is Ainan Lubem and I will be your host on today's episode. Today's guest is someone who has walked through the flames of substance dependence and triumphed with strength and wisdom. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you very
You look
much.
great.
Thank
Amazing.
you so much.
Yes.
Thanks for
Last
having
week
me.
we talked about your journey into substance dependence. Today we want to look at the effects. What were the effects on your body on your career when you started using drugs?
Okay, so just like I had mentioned earlier, I was in school back then when everything started for me. So I think there's a relapse in the amount of effort you put into doing what you like to do, because um chunk of the times or plenty of the times you just want to relax, you just want to rest, and you're trying to find the energy to do stuff, you're trying to get things done, but yeah, the overall feeling of just chilling, just resting comes from substance use. So it had a very profound effect on my life personally, where you know you'd want to read, but then you're not reading. There are things that you need to get done, but man, God, no, I don't just want to do anything today. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to rest in the house. And then after the use of drugs, you think there's nothing you can do after that. You just want to rest and stuff like that. So yes, it has really reduced my workload, my ability to put in, serious efforts into work and stuff like that, or even schooling, reading and stuff like that. Because man, we just want to get high and rest. So that was just basically, but it happened like that.
How did substance use affect your health?
Okay, so just like I mentioned the last time, it got to a point where I was, almost. I wouldn't say I was good. I was hallucinating at that point, but I felt like that. You know, like I said, my whole body was vibrating, but nobody could see. I was just feeling it within me. So um, I couldn't do things the way I should do. I was constantly having issues with clarity, understanding what people were doing. And you have like a delayed understanding of things. It's not instant, so you get to understand probably when everybody has moved on, then you begin to understand. So there's this relapse in the amount of efforts I was supposed to put back into work and stuff like that. So yeah, it affected me a lot, mentally at that point, and health wise as well, physically as well.
Okay, so did your substance dependence, did it affect your relationships with people who were non-dependent?
Yeah, I'd say this, just everything has, in as much as I understand that it has effects on people and their relationship, it was different for me. And why I'm saying that is because even after I had discovered that I had issues with drugs and stuff like that, even after I couldn't tell my mom, but I was obliged to tell my dad. because he was one of my closest people in life. So he didn't discover that from anywhere. He might be suspecting us at that time, I understand, but I told him myself. So I told him this was what I was into. This was how I was affected. And I even went to the hospital with mom. This was what happened. And I remembered vividly what he told me. I won't forget. And it actually helped me in recovering as a person. He said if I heard this from someone else and you were causing issues and problems and going around doing things that I would have had a serious issue with you. But the fact that you confided in me to tell me yourself, he really spoke to me, and it made me understand some things about life generally, and it actually helped me seriously in recovering as a drug use, as a substance user and abuser at that time.
Okay, so your use, when you were using, did it separate you from like hobbies, things you love to do? Did this separate you from, or what exactly did this separate you from?
No, I would say it was more of an enhancer, yes, to the things I was doing as at that time.
Yes.
This is my sincere judgment of what was going on. So it was more of an enhancer to, of course, I told you I was into entertainment, and I was doing radio. We were doing shows, MCing, we were singing, stuff like that, yes. Because it was fueling my need or my desire for the things I really liked at that time, I didn't really have a problem with it. However, it was taking a toll on my general education, health, and mental stability as at that time. If I was say, I was understanding things as at that time. So I was not having clarity then. So, but yeah, my relationships with people was very much sustained, I would say. However, a lot of people were not happy for that understanding that it was like a shocker to them when I said these were the things I was into and stuff like that. However, they really helped me by not pushing me away as a person. They tried to rather understand where I was coming from, why I had to opt for that, and what am I doing to help myself. I remember then my dad would always call me, say once or twice a week, and say, how are you doing? What's going on? Do you feel like you want to go and do? Are you addicted? Questions of addiction and stuff like that. So it really helped me as a person to stop.
Your scariest moment
Was the point I felt like I was hallucinating.
Okay.
I wasn't understanding things, and I was feeling dizzy. My eyes were. I noticed at some point. I don't know if that was the cause, because I've not had a medical explanation as to that. But I understood at some point I had veins. There were some veins that were not in my eyes, so they were like they came out. They were dark as at that time from the top of my eyes. My eyes were constantly red, So I think that was the scariest moment for me, because all my life I have known things to be very clear. I'm a person who likes clarity. I try to understand things. I know it was very easy. If I didn't understand, I would say I don't understand. However, I do not struggle usually with understanding things. So I knew it was a problem for me at that time, because I was struggling to understand. I couldn't really contribute when we were talking about things. Yes, so it was there. I was hearing, I was listening, but I wasn't getting a very clear picture of the things I needed to know. My system was messed up because everybody was seeing me as a normal person, but I knew deep within me I wasn't like that. Most especially when I retired to bed at night, the whole thing becomes like almost pronounced. It was like very large. So I was feeling, what I was feeling as at that time. I couldn't get good sleep because in between my naps I was constantly waking up, and that feeling always hits you. So I think that was my most scariest moment ever. I really felt scared. For me to have gone to my dad and tell him, it was very serious for me.
Okay. So how did your mom discover, and how did she react?
I'm not sure if my mom knows up until today. She knows, but I haven't had a civil discussion with her the way I've had with my dad. I'm sure my dad would have said something, but she never really came at me. about
Okay.
the entire issue. She treated it as normal.
Okay.
Yes.
We have been listening to Mr. Michael Choji and will now go on a short break. When we return, Mr. Michael has more. Don't go away.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Welcome back from that break. We will now continue with the rest of the program. Mr. Michael,
Yes, sir.
yes, you've been discussing with us. It has been very, very interacting.
Thanks.
So, I would like to know what led you to recovery, your recovery part. I would like you to share with us.
Basically, that experience that I had with the whole health issue and stuff really helped me to understand that the continuous use of the substance might, eventually make me lose every interest that I have or every touch that I have with reality and stuff like that. So it was part of the things that informed my decision to actually stay away from drug substance use and stuff like that. So yeah, ever since I have been, I've had a constant a reminder and the interest and the strength to keep going and to remind myself not to, even though I didn't stop at once. Sincerely, it didn't just stop like that. So but I had to constantly remind myself, and then reminding myself and stuff like that really helped me to cut down on the amount of substances I use and eventually over time stop entirely.
Okay. So you said something about having hallucinations. Like, how long did that go on?
It was very active for a week.
Okay.
I felt that actively for about a week, and then when I sought help, went to the hospital, the doctor prescribed some drugs for me, and I actively abstained from using the drug as at that time within that period entirely. So I wasn't having any hallucinations after that.
Okay.
I'd say maybe beats or something like that, just remembering what I had gone through the previous week and stuff like that. Yes, but I'd say actively for about a week, I knew that I wasn't getting clarity on the things I was doing.
Okay. So on your path to recovery, did you go to a rehabilitation center or
No.
just
No, not at all. I did it on my own.
on
as
your
well,
own?
with the help of friends and family. Yes.
Okay. You mentioned something about going back. How long did that persist? Like trying to stop, then going back.
I see it stretched for almost like 2 years after then. It was yes. There were points where you're not doing again.
Yes.
You're not actively taking those substances, but let's say one day you just want to have a feeling. So it happened like that. But I would say actively zero. It was after 2 years. I think 2 years after that time.
Okay. So how are you able to overcome the withdrawal syndrome? Like your guys coming around, they say, I have this. How are you able to break free and tell them that, look, I've stopped? How were you able to do that?
I think one of the things I did was to abstain myself from going to places where I would see things like that and would want to engage. Just like I told you earlier on, it was more of a social thing for me than a personal thing, even though I'm not blaming anyone for what I have done or what I was doing, but it's more like, okay, we are here, let's do stuff. So constantly abstaining from spaces where I would have to engage into doing stuff like that were part of the things I had done. I had, part of the tools I employed to stay away from drugs and stuff like that. Then constantly reminding myself, just like I said, I'd lose interest in the things I love, and I'm somebody who has dreams. I would want to pursue my dreams, and I knew at that point that if I had gone past what I was doing, if I continuously go on with substance use or abuse, as it were, I wouldn't have maybe been where I am today. I'm nowhere far close, sorry, to where I want to be, but probably I would have been less. Maybe I would have been somebody who have lost interest in the things I was doing. I'll just be, I just want to get high and rest. I just want to chill. I just want to be with friends. And there's a way these things happen. It's very difficult to be on your own. You'd want to constantly engage with people who are of that kind or that nature, and trust me, whether you like it or not, even though people have different systems, but I believe that you lost interest in pursuing your dreams, constantly going after the things you really love, and you have family who are rooting for you, who depended on you, who are looking up to you, who respect you, who would want to see you go above or beyond where you are constantly. So it will just be a disappointment after your parents, the family have rooted for you, gone to school, spent a certain amount of money, their own hard-earned money, which they don't need to, but they eventually did for you, and then at the end of the day, disappointing them by not pursuing your dreams or your life for yourself. It's part of the reasons why I said no, I wouldn't. I had discontinued from substance use.
You've shared a very interesting story, Mr. Michael.
Thank you,
so, before you go, what would be your advice to someone who faced similar situations like yours? What would be your advice to that person?
Well, I'll say if there are people out there who haven't started substance use or abuse, as the case may be, the best thing I would say is not to start. The hardest part is to stop. But the easiest thing that you could do to yourself is not to start entirely at all. Because by the time you start, not everybody has the audacity or the temerity to actually cut down on drugs or stuff like that. It's a very hard thing. There are people who have lost hope, or drug use have led them to a certain level that they wouldn't have been. So the easiest thing to do for yourself is not to start at all. Starting, you feel good about it, you enjoy every feeling that you get coming from drugs, but the latter consequence is the issue. So I'd advise anyone out there who cares to listen not to even start engaging themselves into substance use. And if you're into it already, there's always hope. You can always stop. All you need to do is to think of your life as a person. The dreams you've always had, things that you want to achieve, where you need to be. It's a constant struggle. Nobody's getting it easy at the moment in the country. None of us are where we want to be, but it's a constant struggle. You need to constantly tell yourself that there are things I need to achieve, there are places I need to go, there are people who actually love me that wouldn't want to see me in the situation I'm currently in. So thinking of those, I think there are reasons enough why anybody out there can actually strive to stop drug use. And this is just part of it. There are so many other things that come after drug use. You might lose money and go into social vices that you don't want to go to. You might begin to steal just to get drugs and to have that feeling. You might begin to do a whole lot of things just to sustain that stuff. And so you understand. So there are a lot of things behind substance use. It's not just the use. They don't come free, and most of them don't even come cheap. So constantly engaging in stuff like that might make you lose money and begin to look for any means possible to get the feeling going. So there are a whole lot of things behind constant substance use. So my advice would be that abstain from drug use, substance use, and entirely. Don't even start. Don't even start. You so that you don't have any reason to want to struggle to stop. And that's my.
That's a powerful advice.
Yes.
I'm sure anyone who's listening to you who has been dependent on substance will definitely take an advice from your words. Thank you very much, and it's great. It was great having you.
Thank you so much for having me.
On this note, we will now draw the curtains on today's episode. If you or anyone you know needs help, reach out on NDLEA helpline on 0800 10 20 30 40. My name is Aidan Lubem. See you next time. Bye for now.
So the money laundering that you're talking about is the one that is not tied down to the predicate offense of drug. You understand? So that kind of money laundering investigation, we have power under Section 4 of the NDLA Act, which says if somebody is living above his means, is accumulating assets unabated, and you don't know where he got his money, you can apply under Section 4 and get the consent of the Attorney General of the Federation to investigate him, because his means of livelihood is not commensurate to his ostensible income. So you understand? So we have power to tie that law, but the Attorney General must give us the consent.
Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. Don't try it though. He go choke you up. He go steal your sunshine up. He go shock you up. He don't kill him any youth from my area. Even for your area. When you start it to stop, it no go easy. As you dey drag am go, he dey drag you down. Water come out from my eyes, oh. When I remember all the guys, oh. Way many of them kicking bucket, oh. Some cut to socket, oh. Make we no forget, oh. No dey talk it, oh. Say, don't do drugs. Rock up you see body, oh. Don't go wound your busy body. If you die, you go sad, oh. Oh yeah, help me tell somebody. Say, rock up you see body, oh. Body, oh. Body, oh.
This message is brought to you by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA.